The Confederate States of America reign supreme. What have we got, guys? Heavy tanks, 49,000 in the field, and 11,000 in reserve. Wow. Hey, I am FeedBackGaming, and this is Hearts of Iron 4, the World War II strategy game by Paradox Interactive. After watching this video, the last two videos are going to be absolutely, completely, unbelievably useless. This is the ultimate rename division glitch for free equipment. How much equipment? Unlimited. As of today, this is the most broken Hearts of Iron 4 glitch that there ever has been. I just had my coffee. Have you had your coffee? Are you sat down? You got your back stretched, your posture erect? Are you ready for the ultimate Hearts of Iron 4 glitch experience? I'm shaking with excitement right now to show you this broken glitch. First of all, single player, new game, 1936, the United States. To summarize, we need to ally with the silver shirts. So that means you need to go for the gold standard and get rid of Roosevelt. We also need to grind as much XP as possible. We are going to do the one division glitch. All but the big red one. And this boy, we are going to exercise and convert to the National Guard division. This big boy. Normally, we would modify this division and make it bigger and bigger. But in this case, we're going to keep it like this and just grind the XP to use later on. This isn't a set guide. You don't have to follow this one for one. At this point, you select what equipment you want to get from your division. In this case, I want heavy tanks. I want 1939 artillery and also electronics and construction. Civies, national focus, we're going to go for War Department. We want to work towards tank experiments. The first barrier is the Selective Trading Act. We need the support for 58 senators and 261 representatives. Two ways we can do this. We can do lobbying, which we will do when we've got enough political power. And also, we are going to do investment in Nebraska event that fires. This is a randomized event, by the way, so depending where it is and where they want to build it, just do what it says. So in this case, investment in Nebraska, and build a civvy right there. There you go. And then when we complete this, we get support from 10 senators and 50 representatives. We're going to work on mechanical computing. We want to stack as much research bonus as we can early on. Right now, War Department's finished. We can't go for Selective Trading Act because we don't have the support for it in the Senate and the House. So we get a medium lobbying effort. This takes 44 days, and when it finishes, we get support for 10 senators and 50 representatives. Our heavy tank is complete, and we're going to rush the next medium tank. This takes almost 1,200 days. Oof. Excellent. Now we've got the support in the House. We can go for the Selective Trading Act. Just a recap, we're rushing ahead of time for computer machine, rushing ahead for artillery, rushing ahead for heavy tanks, and working on construction. Very rare that I say this, but basic machine tools and industry at the moment is useless because we're going to get unlimited equipment anyway. 1936 election, we go with the Republicans. The people have spoken. We've got our bonus for our artillery now, so we'll switch out to some of the tech and switch back to get the extra faster artillery bonus. Save as much political power as possible. You're going to need it later on. Tank experiments is finished now, so select a different tech, one that hasn't got a bonus, and then jump back onto that tank bonus. So now we can get it in 500 days. Time to re-establish the gold standard. Let's get some better fighters. Next up is America First, and the minute you go for America First and it finishes, you want to hire the fascist demagogue. At this point, you need to wait. You need to get 10% support for the Silver Legion before you can ally with the Silver Shirts. In the meantime, if you want to, you can get support from the Senate and the House and pass the Adjustment Act, which eases the effect of the Great Depression. Look at this national focus. Main battle tanks reduces costs for producing light and medium tanks by 10%. This is huge, but you're not going to care about this because you're getting your tanks for free. The minute you hit 10% support for the Silver Legion, bam, ally with the Silver Shirts. China is currently at war with Japan at this point. Send an attaché. You need more XP, and this is going to grind you an absolute ton. Look how quickly that is going up. We're going to go heavy on air again. As the US, heavy on air for a change? Whoa. To make the Civil War easier, you want to work with the Bund. In this case, we're going to select and go down this path. Also, logistics is essential, which seems to be a theme for every single game where you join the Allies these days. Paradox fixed the AI. China's doing really well, which is good news. A strong China means a weaker Japan, so that's always in our favor. This video is just a bit of a joke to break the game mechanics. If you want to see me play legitimate, play as the USA and spam out lots of planes and Navy, check this video out. This is the event that lets you know you're on the way to the Civil War. But at this point, this is where you start preparing. So what we're going to do is select the armored division, switch out the light tanks for heavies. There we go. Add a little bit more motorized on there. A little bit of motorized artillery as well. Say 4 pieces. A little bit of motorized anti-air as well. More tanks. I want to get one more row of heavies here. So what I'm going to do is just shimmy this around. And then I can add one more row of heavy tanks. Don't forget about your support companies too. There we go. Save. So you need 160 XP. So that's kind of like a mental note you need to make. 160 XP, and then you can make the ideal division template. And what's the name of this division? Silver Legion. The fastest path for America is to honor the Confederacy. You need to be at war and you need to progress down this focus tree. It's quite time consuming, and it also requires a lot of political power. Right now though, we would be better off trying to get rid of the Great Depression. Not for the effects of consumer goods and resource gain, the political power here is really painful. So Adjustment Compensation Act is the way forward for now. If you time this just right, the Civil War should just be about to fire just after the Heavy Tank 2 finishes. And one final thing, big engine on the Heavy Tank. And here we go, the Civil War. Just to talk about the tactics of the Civil War, the East is always the first bit that breaks away, this New England area, and then some of the industrial area to the northeast. Then the West will break away. My advice is take care of the East first, and then you can just fight a two-front war. Then you can fight a one-front war, East versus West. The magic event is this one. Raise the Silver Legions. Boom. Look at these. Holy moly. So what I'd recommend at this point is popping you guys here, grabbing the ports along the coastline. There you go. The rest of it is now breaking away, and you should instantly capture the ports because you've already fortified that area anyway. And now this area is pretty much already under your control. In this case, we could just draw our front line, put them on aggressive, go, give them a general and a field marshal. And then go, go, go. Of all the resources that you need as USA, political power is the hardest one to come by. So working away from Great Depression is one of your highest priorities. So we need to get protectionist tariffs by going for the Labor Management Relations Act. Grab all the victory points in the East, then we can secure the Eastern Front. You got the option of MacArthur to become your chief of staff. My advice is to go for it. You get an extra attack, and you get all your advisors cheaper, so definitely a must. Right, that's the Eastern Front taken care of. All these areas now are under my control. This little bit of land here that's not occupied in the country doesn't matter. So now we create a lovely front line between East and West. I don't know the cooldown for this event, but I think it's approximately about 3 to 4 weeks, but keep a check-in on your decisions, because if you can click it, that's more free divisions for you, right? Regarding your fallback line in the south, my advice is don't lose Houston, because you're going to lose all that oil in Texas. Whoa, did someone say free divisions? I think so. While you're at war, don't forget about your mobilization. Partial mobilization is 1 click away. So just to recap, we're building enough divisions just to hold this front line, just by getting the free ones through events. We're working on getting rid of Great Depression to get more political power. Working on our doctrines as well as research time. More. Now, I don't know this guy's backstory, but this guy's amazing. 5 attack, brilliant strategist, reckless. This guy is primed to level up and gain more into attack. I'd be very surprised when this guy's maxed out if he hasn't got 10 attack. I'm not sure if they've patched this, but in the old days, you couldn't go for Honor the Confederacy unless you were at war. But I'm just going with the presumption that you need to be at war. So progress down here, get Honor the Confederacy, spend your political power, and form the Confederate States of America. So what happens when you're behind equipment like this? Easy. Select one of the divisions, delete it. There you go. Your equipment problem has now been fixed. Don't ask me why the AI hasn't pushed forward to my fallback line. I have no idea. But the beauty is holding on to Houston is we get all the oil from Texas and Louisiana. And that way we can still operate all of our tanks at maximum speed and also our fleet. Atomic research. That's an idea. These divisions of the front line aren't ideal to use, so my advice is to duplicate this existing division and get it down to 40 width. Preferably taking off the medium tanks. And then pretty much as well get into at least 20 organization. Voila. And then convert all the front line divisions to that new heavy tank template. Oh no, we're behind on guns and motorized. Not anymore. Hey, China, do you want some guns? Of course you do. Japan's lend-leased me motorized. And I'm just lend-leasing it to China now, who they're fighting against. I think it's time to move now, boys. Let's see if we can push them back to California. Go, go, go! Easy. Oh my god, look at the fuel consumption too. Absolutely annihilating them. We've completed Honor of the Confederacy. Time to go for the events. So a lot of these give stability and extra political support. Celebrate Montgomery Convention Day. Yes. Move the capital to Richmond? Which is there. Enshrine states' rights. Promote the Confederate battle standards. And finally, Constitutional Convention. There we go. Confederate States of America. The Constitutionalists have blown up the Panama Canal. And that was a little bit excessive. I don't think that was necessary. This is a question you're probably asking. And you're thinking, what's the limit on it? How often can you fire them? I've tested this. And it appears that there isn't a limit. You just can keep raising them over and over and over again. And it was a long time ago when I reached my limit of how many tanks I actually need. We have 25,000 right now in the field. 30,000 motorized. 36,000 infantry equipment. I have way more than I'll ever need pretty much for the rest of the game. This is important to remember. The Raise the Silver Legions decision will no longer reappear once the Civil War has ended. So make sure you get as much equipment as you want during the war before it ends. Which also means that if you want to try and rush for more advanced equipment, maybe you could rush and have a very, very, very long Civil War and go for the modern tank. You could do that. One piece of equipment we can't get for free is fighters. So let's make sure our fighters are state of the art. And let's go for the designer. I like civilian factories. Lots and lots of civilian factories. You're probably wondering what's left of America. Pretty much just LA and San Francisco. 99%. What sucks when you go Republican and when you go the fascist path is you can't go for the Manhattan Project. So I'm not going to get my boost for nukes. What it can do though is hire the nuclear theorist. With great sadness, this is the very last time I click this event. And now let us end the Civil War. But don't forget to change the name of this division because you're going to lose these division at the end of the war. Silver Legion. There you go. Mega Rip. The Confederate States of America reign supreme. What have we got, guys? Heavy tanks. 49,000 in the field. And 11,000 in reserve. Wow. Supply is always going to be an issue here. So what I'm going to advise is this guy has now become an organizer. So what I'm going to do is promote him to Field Marshal. Give him Logistics Wizard. That 15% is pretty big. And then our new attack general will be this guy. I like him because he's a harsh leader. Now we are going to mess with the world. Starting with Japan. Send data volunteers as well, why not? Now, I don't really understand this event. If anyone does, please comment below. Because at this moment, you've got the option to replace MacArthur with these awesome stats with everyone else who's not as good. So just keep him. Now we are going to raise hell. Oh my god, this is going to be so brutal. Pop him in position and then go. Alright, these divisions seem to be lacking soft attacks. So let's just change this out. Let's go for this. Just so it scores more soft attack damage. These divisions can't reinforce because we don't have access to the capital. So we need to take this port. So that should be the first objective. There we go. Now I need to push towards this port, which is owned by nationalist China. This should be a supply route. There we go. Now I should get my supply back. Strength, 69%. Oh no, I don't need to... I can't just have this port. I have to connect it to the capital as well. So that means I have to break this. And I have to break this. Oh no. One thing I'm disappointed about with heavy tanks is the terrain penalties are massive. If I'm pushing into plains or desert or any other flatland, I'm alright. But if I push over a river or into mountains, it's just practically impossible. I'm gonna have to be very tactical about where I'm pushing. And for instance here, terrain penalty 37%. Gonna spearhead, push into urban across the river. I don't think we're going to be able to break this. Where are you going? Go here. This is going to be incredibly difficult to break. Bridge tactics reduce the overall combat width. Yep, and I can't break them. These basic divisions for Japan, I can't break them because the terrain penalties are too bad. Pro tip, don't make heavy tanks. Go mediums. top feedback advice here. Go mediums. All right, what we're going to do is push into here. All planes, and we can encircle this city with ease with the heavy tanks. Easy. The encirclement penalty is brutal too, so we take them out pretty much instantly. I have so many civilian factories, I just don't even know what to do with them anymore. I've maxed out all the states. I need now to go for... I need to go for machine tools now, so I can get some more building slots. Making some progress now. We're cutting across the coastline. Now we've got the first dispersed industry. It means it's opened a bunch of building slots. So before, I'd filled all the building slots, but now we have this. So now I can fill out the whole entirety of the US nation with reactors. It just never dawned on me that heavy tanks suck so badly if it isn't planes. Every other terrain type, they just suck. Oh my god, I'm so disappointed. Nice pocket in China. Now, if we can get across this river in the center, it's mostly plains. Now, if we can break through there, we've pretty much taken out Japan's presence in China. So that is the next objective. Right, we're right in position right now. We're in supply. Max planning bonus. Sliced straight through the middle. Now let's clear out the bottom half. Time to join the real war, and the Allies are already beating up the Germans. So let's ask for access from France and the UK. They won't allow me to join their faction. It's because I've created too much world tension. Oops. Oh well, we'll just send over our tank divisions now, and we'll land and help them out. Here's a little pro tip for you. If you ever notice the game's running really slow, just close Chrome, restart your computer, restart Hearts of Iron 4, and load the game back up. It just loads up a lot smoother. Pushing the Germans back through the Maginot. I don't think pushing through the Maginot line here is going to give us any joy. Thank goodness. An invitation to join the Allies. So now we can get planes over here, and now we can stop dropping these nukes, and we have 12 of them just waiting to be dropped. Get rid of this. The chances we get to break through the mountains are pretty slim, so I think we should go for the lowlands here and bust through the north of Germany. Making progress. Time for nukes. Boom. The atomic bombing of Berlin, June 1945. Boom. What? They've just kicked me from the faction. What? I was kind of surprised they actually asked me, you know. But they still hate me. Hey, what did I say? Our main man has got 10 attack. Nice. Okay, we've got about 2/3 of Germany right now. If we grab Vienna, it's over. Go on. And is that it? Hey, there we go. Meanwhile, behind us, Vichy France has made a reoccurrence. Oh, look what's happened to the Eastern Front as well. They occupied all the way up to here. Now all this land has been taken back and given back to the Soviets. So all these divisions now, here and here, are going to struggle to get back. This was an interesting experiment. Slightly shorter video than I normally do. This demonstrates the exploit on how you do it and how you pull it off. And I think this video does a really good job of demonstrating it. Do you want my advice? Do you want my advice for this campaign that I would have done differently? I would have avoided heavy tanks, and I would have gone for medium tanks. Heavy tanks suck in mountains or any other terrain that isn't flat. Medium tanks just seem to perform a lot better. So my advice to you is go with mediums instead. Pump out loads of mediums, exploit those mediums, and as a secondary, just work on your aircraft. And do you know what to do third? The third thing that's most important? Fuck the Allies. Fuck them. Just invade the UK. Just invade them. Supply issues, overcrowded air bases. It's an absolute nightmare. Just invade the UK, take out the UK, make it your huge aircraft carrier of the world, and then launch your invasion of France, Germany, and the rest of the world. Oh my god, I hate the Allies so much. I hate the Allies. Just say it in the comments below. Let me know you reached the end of the video by typing I hate the Allies. I have a dedicated Feedback Gaming Discord that I keep you guys up to date on all the content I'm currently working on. Loads of cool memes, Hearts of Iron 4 strategies, builds, and division templates. Hop on that. The link is in the description of this video. Guys, have an awesome day, and I will see you guys next time. See you soon. Goodbye.